Hello, Year 4s, and welcome to your comprehension lesson for today. We have obviously been looking at a non-fiction book about the Romans, and we've been learning quite a bit about the Romans. And in the previous comprehension, we were looking at the Romans and we were looking at jewelry. So in today's lesson, we will be continuing looking at something new for the Romans. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. In today's lesson, we are going to look at what life was like growing up during the Roman times. So please make sure you have the correct page in front of you and the correct set of questions that go with this page. You can read along with me. If you are comfortable with trying the comprehension yourself, making sure you read through it, you can do that, but I will be reading through it, so you can either follow along with me or you can read through it yourself. But you will still be reading it either way. You can either have it with me or just independently. Right, we're going to start with the big paragraph that says growing up, and then I will read the paragraphs that go around it. Right, growing up. For some lucky Roman children, growing up consisted simply of play and school. Some wealthy parents hired tutors to teach their children at home, but most sent their children to school from the age of 7 to 11 to learn the basics of mathematics and grammar. School ran from dawn until noon, and there was much learning by heart. Girls rarely got more than a basic education, after which they had to learn household skills at home. Most children from poorer families received no schooling at all, but were sent out to work from an early age. Family outing. Roman children dressed like their parents and often went with them to official ceremonies. This detail from an Augustan monument shows members of the emperor's family at a sacrificial procession. And you can see in that picture, so the one at the top left, that actually there's small children there and all the adults. Young boy. This marble bust, so that on the left-hand side there, is of a boy aged about 5. The strange hair curl, so you can see there's hair curls on the side here, shows that he worshipped the god Isis, and that was due to, obviously that's something that we can learn a bit more about when we reach, you can see there's a link there to page 50. And then there's a little label, label there for that shows you where the hair curl is. Dozy slave. Many Roman children were slaves. The oil flask that you can see on the left there depicts a slave boy dozing, so that's another word for sleeping, on a box while he waits for his masters to return. Many slaves worked very long hours, so he may be taking a nap while he can. A boy's life. The marble relief shows the stages in a boy's life from being nursed by his mother to reciting to his father. The middle scene shows him riding a donkey chariot. Going to go up. Marbles. Marbles were already a popular toy in Roman times and were made of a variety of materials. So you can see from those pictures that you can get, they had glass marbles and they also had pottery marbles. Toxic toy. This toy came from Egypt, would not be allowed into the shops today. It's made of a poisonous lead. So imagine the toys that we have today are often checked, and the materials that they use, they have to be okay for children to play with. Whereas this one was obviously built for children during the Roman times, and it was made from a poisonous lead. Right, and that the doll, you can see there's a little label there that says wear and tear on the doll, so it's been very well loved, and that was called a rag doll. This much loved and rather moth-eaten rag doll from Roman times was well preserved in the dry soil of Egypt, so it's been preserved very well, kept very well. Young girl, so you can see there's now a portrait of the girl on the right hand side, and obviously on the left hand side there's a little portrait of the boy. Young girl. This fine marble portrait shows a girl of about 10. Her hair was originally colored red, and is styled like that of an adult woman of the time. Roman children were brought up to look and behave just like their parents. Chariot. This model chariot suggests that the thrills of the racetrack were exciting to Roman children as racing cars are today. So they would have used that much like we would have used racing cars. So going to the questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the questions, and then I would like you to go back and read the text again, underlining information that you think can explain or can answer these questions, and then remember to answer the questions in full sentences. What does the word dozing mean in this sentence? A slave boy dozing on a box while he waits for his master to return, and it says to tick 1. So is he sleeping? It says to sleep, to dance, to sit, or to chat. Tick 1. Number these facts from 1 to 5 in the order in which they are found in the paragraph. So the paragraph that you are looking for will have all of these facts in it, and you need to order it from 1 being the first fact you read, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And the first fact has already been labeled for you. So it says wealthy parents hired tutors for their children. School ran from dawn until noon. Most children were sent to school between the age of 7 and 11 and learned basic mathematics and grammar. Girls rarely got more than a basic education, and growing up consisted of playing and school, and 1 has been done for you. Question 3. Which section of this extract explains about family life during the Roman times? And I want you to write the name of that section there. So one of those little paragraphs talks about family life during the Roman times. What was the name of that section? Schooling during the Roman times could best be described as, and I want you to choose one, learning everything by heart, interesting and engaging, a choice of interesting subjects, or only for boys. Which one of those would you use to best describe schooling during the Roman times? And then the last question says, can you explain what marbles were made from? So again, all your information is here. So go and give it a read and answer your questions in full sentences, please, especially one that it says, for example, what were the marbles made of? I don't just want you to write the 2, 3, 4 things that they were made of. I want you to write your answer in a full sentence, please. Don't forget to upload your answers onto Tapestry, and please make sure this is done by 4 p.m. this afternoon.